there's always this raging debate about guns and violence and guns and violence. And here's what I have to say about that is that because I just don't want people to think like, oh, they're talking about guns. Guns have saved millions and millions of lives, okay? Yes. We are a fighting species. We've always done it, okay? And species still fight in the wilderness
today. It exists in nature.
And Matt talks to this every day. The guns themselves, right? They're not going out there and killing anybody. Education is the key, in my opinion. I think gun safety, gun education is the key. That's what you specialize in. If you are on a set, if you are on a team
or a product
that has
of
to
Taryn
protect,
that Taryn has even trained is on a set.
That's right.
He's giving
that knowledge will save lives, okay? In our business, we have to depict real life. Weapons are a part of life. They have been for hundreds of years, okay? Thousands of years. But the safety and education is how we keep everybody safe.
Yeah.
All right? And you are literally, you are the pinnacle of that and represent all that is about that. And that is why I believe somebody like yourself is invaluable, is vital to any production or any team that comes down to depicting something that happens in real life on screen and keeping people safe.
Well, when the pandemic happened, everybody came out. Everyone I don't name names, but so many people.
Oh, I know.
You would never believe.
Let me just tell you, for our listeners, a ton of famous people.
They're super safe.
Yes.
They have a lockbox. They brought their kids, and their kids are famous to make sure they know how to handle this gun. Versus like somebody finds a gun, boom, it goes off.
Yes.
They keep it safe. They know it's in the right spot. It's the last line of defense.
Privately, a lot of people are gun owners that even talk about, how bad guns are. That's what I find so funny. You don't need to have the double standard. We can all just say, look, it is about gun safety. There's nothing wrong with having one as long as you are safe and you are really knowledgeable and you're really skilled. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah,
that's what it comes down to.
Which is how
that's how Andy became.
Yeah. I don't tell this often, but I'll tell it now. One of the reasons I got into just self-defense and safety is when I was a young kid. There was a couple of attempted kidnaps on me.
Yes, there were.
And there was a guy who had a burned face, and he grabbed me in a mall, and I got away from him, and then he ended up showing up outside of our house, and he opened up the front. We used to have scripts delivered all the time in manila envelopes, and I used to like the delivery drivers, and so he caught on to that somehow and knocked on the door, had him a manila envelope. Yeah. I went to reach it. He went like this. I went to reach it again. He did this again, and I knew instinctively not to go for it. So I slammed the door on him, but I'll never forget that burned face, and then from that moment, my mom ended up getting us private security, and
we had to have it because
let me set it up. It was serious. This guy was sending a letter.
Yeah.
Every state from the East Coast as he got closer to California.
Yes.
Wow.
It was very serious.
Yeah. Crazy.
We had to have security. I was very famous at the time, so I had 24-hour security. But it became
to one point,
real serious.
We actually have that. Though.
I know, and we actually had our private security arrest another stalker that Matt and I went to the same school at one point.
Right. They showed up.
They arrested him, the stalker, in the boys' locker room of our school. Anyway, so these guys, Bob and Lou and Harry and Brett, they took me to the shooting range when I was 7 or 8 years old. And they said, look, last line of defense, if we go down, Bob's your point guy. On his ankle, he's got a .38. Here's how you shoot it. And at 7, 8 years old, I went shooting with these guys, and I felt the responsibility and the power of a weapon, and I recognized it as something, not as a toy, and I knew enough about it and how to make it function that I think I had a safe kind of awareness about it since a young age.
You always had a very mature mentality about it, and you always wore the weight of the responsibility of what it represents.
Absolutely,
that responsibility is vital.
Yeah,
it's vital.
Absolutely,
and that's what you epitomize, and that's why I think that your skill set is just invaluable. It really is.
And it's always a weapon that comes and stops a situation.
It is.
It's true.
It is. It really is.
Like there's a guy named Dickens. There was a mall like 6 months ago. And the guy was shooting everybody in the mall, and this guy just drew and took out the bad guy
CCW
40
carrier.
yards away and saved I don't know how many people.
But you know what's funny?
That's right.
You won't.
You don't hear a lot about those stories.
No, they don't want that story out there.
Right?
Yes.
There's
Isn't
lot
amazing?
of them.
I do pray about this all the time, and I try to stay hopeful that the majority of people are sane-minded, right? And they understand. And it's not even a political issue, because so many times, as we live in this hyperbolic chamber of everything's got to be politicized, right, along party lines, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I feel we all share.
Unnecessary.
There's a majority of people who still share in my favorite policy, which is common sense.
Yeah.
It's math.
Yeah.
It's not about ideology or politics or what side of the aisle you're on. It's about common sense.
Even in this area, we're like near Beverly Hills, in this beautiful area. It's not what it was 5 years ago.
No,
and even 10 years ago was amazing.
I remember
Now
I saw the chief of police said, please do not wear your expensive watches or handbags out. Now, you have people that have either been lucky, worked hard, probably a combination of all that stuff. They get to live in a beautiful, affluent area.
Yeah.
I don't begrudge them. Okay, I've been through my fair share of ups and downs. I've had a lot. I've had nothing. Worked my way back to get something.
I think the one thing that I do
but-
want to establish, Rush, is that every dollar that we've ever had, we made, and we
Ourselves.
actually took care of each other.
Absolutely.
And we took care of our
and like,
family.
And like I said, we've had some, and you could read the headlines.
Yeah.
We've lost it all.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what?
Yeah.
It's been taken from us. And
Yeah.
now we're trying to work our way back.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, though, like if you work hard.
That self-validation comes
if
from
you
the-
work hard,
yeah,
and,
how are
and the
you-
way you want to express that is by a nice timepiece or a nice car. Like, why can't you wear that? All of a sudden now you live in Beverly Hills and the chief of police is saying, please don't wear your nice stuff outside. It's like,
Because
what?
everyone's getting their people are getting their hands chopped
Right,
off.
I understand, but that's not
because
okay.
they defunded the police out here. I know a lot of the LAPD, everybody out here. They defunded them. They took rid of their special units that help protect everyone. And there's no consequences.
None.
You can do whatever you want, and you're not going to go to jail.
And the crazy-
So why would you just not do what you want?
And the real
really
crux
sad.
is the real wealthy are just hiring private security.
Right.
No, wait, I was about to say,
No.
you know what's funny about
That's
this?
the hypocrisy.
No, wait, here's the hypocrisy. It's driving the demand for a personal firearm up, not down, because
the
you got to protect
sales-
yourself from crime.
The sales during the pandemic were off the
Right.
charts.
Right.
So what? So
Off
it's so
the
funny.
charts.
The same
My
politicians are
problem
going, we
is-
got to make these things out. How could we have these in our country? Are
My
making
problem is- They're
policies
stoking- they're
that
fueling-
are fueling the fire.
My problem is, yeah,
Unbelievable.
exactly. The same people that are saying guns are the cause, not the people behind the guns. It's
Ugh.
the guns. Okay, and we know. And again, common sense is
Take
if
the
you
guns, they'll build a
away-
bomb.
If you
They'll
know,
grab
you know-
machetes.
No, the
They'll
common
do whatever
sense
they-
is if you do this and you take the ability to protect yourself away. The bad guys are always going to be able to get them.
That's
So
true.
all you're doing is preventing the good people
guys
from
from
getting
helping-
them. Okay,
helping
the good
defend.
people from
Yeah.
getting them.
Yeah.
Okay, so that doesn't make any sense. It's not politics for me, all right? Because people have a right to any opinion that they want. I'm just talking about common sense.
Well, look at Chicago,
okay?
the biggest gun restrictions in the world.
And it's the
In
most violent
the United
city.
States, the most violent.
Right. Right, exactly, because bad guys will always
In
find
Detroit,
ways to
in
get guns.
New York.
It's the good people that you prevent. And the biggest hypocrisy for me is that these same people that somehow are leading us and representing us, which still to this day, on both sides, I don't know how it happens because these people, I don't get it. But they live behind not one gate, but two gates, sometimes three, and they have
Yeah.
people protecting people that protect them.
Yeah.
And
all
yet,
with guns.
right.
All paid for, all
Exactly.
paid for by taxpayers.
taxpayers.
And the people that they don't want to be able to protect themselves are the
Wonderful.
people that can't afford any of that
Anyway,
stuff.
Yeah.
we got
It's
to.
a very scary thing. Again, it's not political because
Yeah.
everybody has a right to their emotions and feelings. But if we take all that out and you just look at common sense, I almost feel like it's math sometimes.
Yeah.
Like 1 + 1 does equal 2. Anyway.
Taryn, I love you, man. I have so much respect for you. I just everything about you and Taryn Tactical Innovations, everybody that works
It's
there,
amazing.
the intimacy, the artistry
Yeah.
The
that goes
respect.
into it, the respect
Yep.
is it trickles down from the top, and I got so much love for you and everything that you do and
Well,
everybody
this
that works
went
for
by
you.
like in a blink of an eye.
I know. We have
I
to do it
know,
again.
huh? We'll have to do it again.
Come back.
We have to
We'll
do
do it
a
again.
chapter 2 on the range.
You know
I
what?
love it.
Please.
Chapter
We're gonna
two.
be- we're gonna be
See three brothers that are this close, could say funny things or be a little whatever, and still just be brothers is amazing. It's
I really
wonderful.
appreciate that.
You
We
know?
are blessed to have each other.
We are
You know,
family.
We,
It's a true American
we,
family.
We do have a tremendous bond, and we're very grateful to have each other.
I really do. Taryn's got
Yeah,
a great
yeah.
brother too, John.
Yeah.
Very
Right, John.
Yeah,
That's right, man.
To John.
There you go.
John, everybody.
We love you both.
All right, man. All right, Taryn, thank you so much. Everybody, thank you so much for joining
Yes,
us today.
thank you.
We will see you next time. Round of applause for our
Brotherly
amazing
Love
friend
Pod.
Taryn.
Great
Yeah,
episode.
thank you so much, guys.
Thanks, buddy.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching this clip of the Brotherly Love Podcast.
For full episodes, go to the Brotherly Love Pod's YouTube channel, link in the description.
And for exclusive weekly bonus content, join our Patreon right now.
That's right. There's a link in the description for that, too. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thanks.